Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Virgo in December 2019. Hello, Virgo. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, welcome to December 2019. It's almost over, man. 2019, it's almost over. How you feel about it? You feel okay about it? I hope you feel okay about it. Off the bat, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, season's greetings, and Happy Holidays. Whatever you're doing, whoever you're celebrating with, I hope it's an amazing time for you, and I hope that you are in the festive mood. And if you're not, if you're a Scrooge, I wish you the best just the same. You know, there's no point in wishing anybody ill will in this world. It doesn't serve any type of good purpose. Only bad purpose. Only bad juju if you wish ill will on other people. So, whatever you're going through, Virgo, right now, or whoever you're celebrating with, whatever you're doing, I hope it's a fabulous time, okay? Virgo, I will tell you now, I I was originally thinking I could do like a live event in December for the collective, but I really can't. I have the monthlies to do. I've got the mids to do. I'm going to do the no communication readings. I'm bringing those back in December. I'm also still going to have to go live for Sagittarius in the middle of the month. And in general, that's a lot because I still have to do private readings. I still have to get up and go to work every day. I'm planning a party. I have a lot of things going on. So I'm telling everybody, you know, unfortunately, I was hoping to maybe start doing lives once a month, but this month is just a little jam-packed. So look for me to go live in 2020 in January. If you wanted to catch me then, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you can see when I'm going to upload, or excuse me, when I'm going to announce that I'm going to go live on the channel. So you can go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and keep yourself up to date on all the things that Jay does on this channel. Anything else? No, not really. So let's just go ahead and get into it, okay? Virgo, I've shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp is in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. And also down there is all the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. You simply follow the steps, or you just tell me what you want based on what's listed below. But if you have a question before you actually place an order, feel free to email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. Is that all? I think we covered our bases. Let's go. All right, please show me Virgo's outcome in December 2019. Please show me Virgo's outcome in December 2019. Please show me. Something's going on with this table leg. No. To the floor it goes. Bottom of the deck is that overall energy. And where did it go? There it is. Ba-dow. All right, let's flip everything that came face down for you, Virgo, and see what's shaking. Oh, boy. Okay. Again, what is... This thing is like... I'll have to look at it when I'm done. Maybe it got knocked loose or something. Anyway, regardless, that has nothing to do with you. It's all to do with me. All right, Virgo, let's see what's shaking here. Please show me where Virgo is in December 2019. Please show me Virgo in December 2019. Please show me. All right. Is that right? Yes, okay. We got it. All right, guys, coming in. What is this with the table? It's going to bother me. Anyway, Virgo coming into December, you come in with the Death card. Major Arcana for Scorpio, so some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. Death and transformation, death and rebirth, changes. Those are just the general interpretations that we get with the Death card. And I believe that applies here. I feel that you or someone around you is going through really monumental changes. This feels quite spiritual. This feels quite internal. This feels like something that's very personal or private. Whether, again, that's you or someone else. I'm feeling it could be you and another person, or just sort of like an energetic vibe that exists amongst a group of people. That could be the result of something pivotal, okay, like a shakeup to your life. Virgo, it feels as though maybe if this extends to more than two people, I would say the group has experienced a certain change in circumstance or change in environment, like maybe a move, maybe something tragic, like they're showing me a house fire, okay, or some damage to property that causes the family to move or causes the family to lose, mementos and all that kind of stuff. And it's sort of like, regardless of any huge traumatic event or a huge loss, for the entire group of Virgos, this feels like, a restructuring of the self for everybody involved. That's a little deep. This feels very spiritual. It feels like it's attached to morals or certain perceptions, certain world views, certain political views, something like that. There's a deep, like, now they're showing me like subterranean, like, how you can look at it like a map or like a textbook or something, and they show you the different terrain levels within the earth. Like, this is to the core, is what they're showing me. Like, deep, 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 deep down below the surface, something is changing, something is transforming, something is having a metamorphosis. Yeah. And okay, thank you. They want me to hit on that, if you're familiar with tarot, you already know death is not literal death in most of the times that you catch it. In this case, for you, Virgo, or someone around you, or again, like a group of people, like a family, this ignition point of change, this ignition point of transformation could be tied to a significant death in the family or death in the circle of friends, something like that, where someone else has passed on and at least one person in a group is just like changed forever because this person has passed away. I find I'm noticing my tone, because death came up at least once for other signs that I read for yesterday. And I was a little bit more like tentative about speaking about it. So in your reading, Virgo, I'm speaking about it very bluntly. And I apologize if that's, abrasive to people or a little like off-putting to people, but this feels like either you or someone is so blunt about it, or so sort of, I don't want to say accepting, but matter of fact about this person passing away. There's a matter of fact way of discussing it, or even, okay. So maybe like for someone, this person passing away is gonna, it is the first time maybe that someone now isn't so matter of fact when speaking about someone dying. Previous to this point, maybe there has been disconnection. Like I feel like there's just like this huge emotional vulnerability attached to the relationship that existed, or even just the person themselves, whoever it is that has passed on, okay? And there's a vulnerability that is being stirred up that has never been stirred up before. And maybe not the traditional, but the historical typical behavior of someone or a group of people is to address the aspect or the fact of dying with blunt, matter-of-fact tones. Now there's a little bit of vulnerability being introduced into the conversation, or being introduced into this person's vocabulary, into their tone of voice. So I'm marking that I'm speaking about it very matter-of-factly right now, but what I'm feeling on the inside is actually something very tender, something very sensitive. So it's kind of like a stark contrast. And you may not be aware of it. If it's you, you know, Virgo. If you're the person who, you know, previous to this point was very like, you know, no offense, like kind of detached from the passing away of your relatives or your friends, or, you know, you could only express sympathy so much towards other people who were dealing with grief. Now something has happened. And again, I've talked a lot for the past few minutes about it being specifically on a person. It can still go back to the whole loss of significant properties or significant belongings. Like this whole house fire thing is still kind of going on in my mind. And I'm seeing like people losing photos, people, you know, maybe, you know, God, this is, talk about starting off with a bang, Jesus. Like the family pet like perishes in the fire. It's just like such a huge loss that you cannot help but be shaken up by it. And where previous to this point maybe someone was emotionally unavailable or not emotionally expressive, this loss, whether it's of a person, property, a pet, you know, whatever significant loss is in your life that you might be resonating with at this moment, that you recognize in what I'm discussing here, someone after that moment is never the same. Never the same. That's the point with the death card. Never the same. Now, okay, because they're like, there's a challenge. So pick it back up. Okay, so the challenge is to face death. You know, there's something here, and I said spiritual change or something about your morals or something about your perspective in life. I'm sensing that there's a person who, again, was not necessarily the most sympathetic or empathetic person before this loss. I'm sensing someone who normally is guarded, normally is very weary about emotional sensitivity, or may just have not developed those skills at some point in their life. This could be you. Again, it could be someone else. They could be any age, any walk of life. It's so general. I'm like picking up younger people. I'm picking up older people, males, females. I'm picking up everybody. But this facing of death, not literal death, the facing of tarot death, transformation, change, evolution, death and rebirth, scorpionic qualities, where for those who might not know or kind of not understand what I mean when I say scorpionic tendencies or characteristics, is each zodiac has certain characteristics, right? And we all kind of have dominion, quote unquote, dominion over certain realms in life. And Scorpio has the realm of death and rebirth. Not death by itself, that's Pisces. But death and rebirth, right? 8th house concerns. And so the aspect that you need to face, or that this person is essentially being forced to face against their better judgment, against their conscious decisions, this is just happening. It's happening quite innately, but it's also profound. I shouldn't say it's happening innately. Take that away. Not innately. It's happening in a profound way, where this person is maybe being randomly hit with memories throughout the day of the person who's passed on, or memories from certain events in their life that kind of are trigger points or somehow run parallel and are attached to the loss that they've experienced. Because again, this is not all of you Virgos that are watching this are going to have someone who has died around you recently, or has had someone die that you know personally. So I want to kind of include those who have not experienced a specific death, to just talk about loss, period. And there's something here, yeah, like face it. Like how this skeleton is just like looking dead ass straight at the viewer, like dead on at the viewer. This is like, maybe it's fear, maybe it's some type of anxiety, maybe it's some type of emotional disorder or distress, something here needs to be faced head on in order to conquer it. You know, there's something about, again, the scorpionic tendencies, that there's a knowingness with Scorpio energy. Like they, you know, I don't know, again, I don't know how familiar you guys are with tarot or astrology, but the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they are noted to be empathic or some type of psychic, or just highly intuitive and highly sensitive people, right? Right? That's just a blanket quality that the water signs possess, meaning they know without knowing. They sense like they have a spidey sense for certain things. When we get to Scorpio, Scorpio has a spidey sense and a deep intuitive knowledge and understanding of change, and understanding the pain of loss, and the transformations that we go through, the death and rebirth process that we all go through across various cycles of our lives. Now, you can think of that in terms of biology. Like, literally, what do they say? I forget, and I could ask Google, but I'm not going to. But how many times in your life will you literally shed the top layer of your skin, and that skin is not reborn, but it grows back, essentially, right? That is cellular death and rebirth. You do it, I think, a couple times a year. If you think about it, it's every follicle of hair that grows out of your head from when you're a baby to when you die eventually is replaced. Our bodies, from a biological standpoint, constantly go through death and rebirth, right? That's a literal biological scientific way to conceive of death and rebirth without it being literally you're born and then you die. You see what I mean? So in terms of tarot, in terms of this reading, there is a spiritual death and rebirth going on for somebody. It could be some of you Virgos, it could be someone you're dealing with, it could be more than one person in the same scenario, in the same family, in the same friend circle. It all depends. This is profound. I'm speaking about it very matter-of-factly because I'm the outside perspective and I can kind of see what's going on, but to live through it, I bet it's not pleasant. I bet it's very confusing. I bet it's very overwhelming, especially for the person or the people that have had struggles with tapping into that emotional sensitivity and vulnerability. Like, it's not my story, but I know many people who, when their grandfather died, or their great aunt died, or their brother or sister died, like they just changed forever. That is not my experience personally, but I know that that is the experience of certain people. Again, it doesn't have to be the death of a person or, you know, a little animal or anything like that, but it's some profound loss that has triggered this moment. And somebody, you know, things that we say here in the metaphysical, tarot, esoteric spaces, dark night of the soul, spiritual awakening. I'm not sensing like a kundalini rising. I'm not sensing it's that. That would, no. If you think so, if you kind of are familiar with it, then go with it. But I'm definitely feeling dark night of the soul, spiritual awakenings, things like this. It's a rewriting, or again, this death and rebirth of something that used to be not normal, but not normal in the sense of like, but regular. There was a regular way that someone used to be, used to feel, used to behave, used to react, used to whatever, perceive the world, interact with people. That is changing. It's very interesting. So that's a heavy way to open up a reading. Let's see what else is going on for you, because I would love to, if this was a private reading, I would totally get clarification on that card. But it's a general, and I don't do it because this could go on and on and on and on and on. We could really dive deep into that. And again, scorpionic tendencies, 8th house stuff, death card, it's a deep one. 8th house is deep, Scorpios are deep. This energy in your life right now, Virgo, is deep. Okay? So what else is going on? Okay, so wait, woo. They hit me with like 2 at once, and I could not compute. So we're going to ask for a reset. What is next? Okay. So yeah. And this is interesting. Okay. Shit. Alright. Whoa. Like knocking everything all around here. So above the starting position, Virgo, we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this deck, the Cosmic Tarot, is different. And I choose decks randomly for the month. And I choose them randomly in the mids. And this artwork does not... I mean, look at this. This looks like agony. Which I guess maybe could be interpreted in the traditional tarot. Because if you're familiar with the traditional tarot's depiction, it's like this person and they're just looking at Seven Cups. And they look a little confused. They look a little like, I don't know which one I want. And, you know, it's like window shopping or something. This is like agony. Look at this person. So, this transformation, this loss, this spiritual upheaval is really taking a toll on someone. Okay, got it. Because I'm like, there's more to it. And I was waiting for them to fill in the blank there. So, as we can see, it's taking a toll on someone. That looks like agony to me. That looks like being super overwhelmed, right? The traditional aspect that is infused here is, what do I do next? Seven of Cups is that. What do I do next? What do I choose? Which cup is my cup? If someone said, you know, just walked up to you on the street and had 7 cups displayed in front of you. A cup had money, one cup had a set of car keys, one cup had a snake in it, the other one had like roaches in it, and da-da-da-da-da. And they say, you could choose any cup you want. Which cup do you want? And some of you are sitting there going like, who the hell would choose the cup with the cockroaches in it? But that's kind of the point of the tarot, is there are choices and there are options and there are things that are quote-unquote destined for us or meant for us that are not pleasant. That's the point of the snake or the cockroaches in the cup. But anyway, they display these cups to you. This person just walks up to you on the street. Here are the 7 cups. Which do you choose? Now, some of you are going, I'm not choosing snakes. I'm not choosing cockroaches. That's disgusting. I want the money. Others of you are like, oh man, I could go for the car. And then maybe in one cup, it's like, you know, plentiful health and feeling vibrancy throughout your life. It's like these cups have different options. That's what is happening here. There's agony over the loss, right? Because that's what this is. This is agony over loss, literally on the board. And then there's this idea or this feeling of, I don't know what to do next. What do I do with this agony? What do I do with this feeling of being overwhelmed? What do I do with these new intuitive hits that have never happened before? Because again, somebody here is going through a spiritual awakening, some dark night of the soul type shit, and they have never experienced these feelings. They have never understood or perceived, thank you, not understood, but perceived of their life, of their circumstances in the way that they're perceiving of it. Some people now are having a more expansive view of the world or an expansive view of the options that they have before them. Others are feeling more closed in. You're feeling retracted or stifled in some type of way. And again, it's all because of this trigger point involving an actual loss, right? It's like the catalyst, this loss. Whether it be of material things, whether it be, and you know, I did talk a lot about death of an actual person. There can be other losses where someone hasn't died. You could have fallen out with someone, could have had someone leave your life, walked away from you, abandoned you. Ooh. Yes, they like that. What do I mean? What do I mean they like that? They give me a feeling of ding, 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 you did it. You hit what needs to be mentioned. So that's what I mean when they say they like it. My guides are telling me, yes, go with that. Abandon. Someone here is dealing with issues of abandonment from parents, from other family members, from friends. In some cases, like spouses or significant others, right? You could say ghosting, but I'm talking like serious abandonment. Like, you could say ghosting, but I'm talking like literally you come home, all the shit is out of the house. They left. No note, nothing. They've gone dark. fallen off the face of the earth type of abandonment. That's what I'm talking about. Ghosting can be that, but I would tread lightly for those who are like, oh, ghosting, I'm experiencing that. I would tread lightly, because unless it's like someone that you absolutely were head over heels in love with, that you absolutely had an extremely tight bond with, or a significant tie to, if this is someone you've known for 2 weeks, like, I'm a little sketchy about how long you've known that person and how significant it could have been after only 2 weeks. Like, if somebody ghosted you over 2 weeks and you're thinking this is for you, I'm like, okay, fine, but I'm really thinking this is for people who have had long-standing relationships with people, family members, friends, lovers, okay? So abandonment is here. Again, death, loss of money, loss of home, loss of, job even. Oh, yeah. That's for a few. Loss of job. Loss of job, because that's livelihood. Maybe, and a lot of people, I've been holding on to this card because I've been pulled back to this death thing, this death card. A lot of people's identities get wrapped up in their jobs, for good or for worse. People become really associated with the work that they do. They're very proud of the work that they do. They become consumed with it in a good or bad way. It really doesn't matter. And so if you lose a job that you've had for 10, 15, 20 years, or even if you have your own business and for some reason you have to shut down your business, that can cripple a person emotionally. That can overwhelm a person. That can really leave someone in agony, on their knees, crying out to the universe, crying out to God, crying out to whatever you believe in or don't believe in. Pardon me. Why has this happened to me? Why am I going through this? This is what's going on with the Seven of Cups. So in tandem, and I, again, if this was a private Virgo, if you need a private, details are below. But listen, in tandem with this inception point, this catalyst point of loss, of sudden change in circumstance and sudden change in relationships, that starts a catalyst point. That starts this metamorphosis that's going on for you or someone else, or the pair of you or a group of you. It doesn't matter. This is going to run the gamut, really. And then that feeds into this. I think this is more external, the Seven of Cups. The Death card is very internal. It's very private. I think I said that at the beginning. This Seven of Cups is more on the surface. You walk around, Virgo, not knowing what to do with yourself. You're constantly thinking, what do I do? What do I do? How do I fix this? How am I supposed to do? Da 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 da. Like I said, some of you are calling out to your gods, calling out to, your angels, your spirit guides, what have you. Help me, 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 help me. Anytime, any day now, please help me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This is ridiculously, and I'm able to talk about it with such ease because I guess I'm being protected from this. Because normally I would be deep in, maybe not deep, but I would be a little bit more attached to what's going on here. I can tell you, I'm like let's say I'm like 5 to 10% in this energy. That's enough for me. So to go further and to live this experience 100%, my God, Virgo, you have my sympathy. You have my empathy, because I wouldn't want to experience it any more than what I am right now. So, internal, external. This Seven of Cups, I'm feeling insomnia in some of your cases, poor eating, drifting off into memory, because you can see the imagery at the top of the card. Kind of looks like a dreamscape, kind of looks like, this guy's memories are just like bubbling up above him, I love that artistic interpretation of this card. It's really cerebral for me. And so you could be losing hours of your day or moments of your day where you literally are kind of zoned out, blank stare, lost your job, sitting at home on the couch. You've got Indeed open up on your laptop. You're supposed to be looking for jobs and you're just like lost in a memory. Next thing you look up, 30 minutes later, 30 minutes have gone by and you don't know what happened. You know what I mean? This is in your reality. holding on by a thread in some of your cases. You know, trying your best, but ultimately feeling some sense of agony. And I wish I could give you a less severe word, but that's what that feels like. A bit of agony. Okay? What else is happening, Virgo? This is not fun. Wow. Listen. Yeah. 8 of Cups in reverse. This guy has been coming up for the December readings quite regularly. He's come up for a few signs, so I guess a lot of people are in the feels for December. I'll show you that upright. But for you, Virgo, reversed. So remember how I just said with the 7 of Cups, you're crying out, you're looking for answers, you're looking for guidance, you're praying, you're meditating, you're asking friends for help. Some of you, this is I'm taking all the cosmopolitan personality tests. I'm trying to figure myself out. I'm trying to understand the situation. I'm Googling grief and loss. I'm Googling, you know, functional depression. I'm Googling all the things that I feel, you know, all the symptoms that I'm presenting. I'm talking to a therapist. I'm talking to all of my friends. I'm doing my rounds amongst my friends because I don't have enough money to pay for therapy, so I have to talk to all my friends. All this effort, interestingly enough, does not free you, Virgo. That's interesting, because that's also a heavy word, even though it's a small word. Free you. Okay, yeah, because you're looking for relief. With the 7 of Cups, we're looking for, again, what do I do next? What's the answer? Which cup is mine? Is it the cup with the snakes, the cockroaches, the car keys, the good health, the money, the ice cream? Which cup is mine? You haven't chosen. It's not, you're not clear on which cup, aka which choice, which path, which remedy is correct for you. That's why you're Googling everything. That's why you're talking to people. That's why you're going to therapy. That's why you're self-medicating. Whatever you're doing, it is not working. That leads to this, or maybe doesn't lead to, but is sort of in tandem with this 8 of Cups in reverse. The things that you're doing haven't given you relief. Like I said, hasn't set you free yet. In the 8 of Cups, what this guy wants, what the energy dictates or is symbolizing or indicating rather, is I'm not happy. I am in emotional upheaval, emotional distress in some cases. I am dissatisfied. I am sad. I am despondent, and I cannot find relief. This is intensified for you, Virgo, or whoever is being affected in this way, or whoever's experiencing this, because it's in reverse. You know, with this guy in this deck, I always look at him and I'm like, get up and do something. Because in the 8 of Cups, traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck and other more traditional depictions, you see a person on the move. You see a person actually walking away. That shows intention. That shows action. This guy sitting on a stump, looking at all this debris around him, looking like a sad sack. Man, go ahead and double it when we have it in reverse for you in this reading. You might as well forget about this guy. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be caustic or abrasive. But that's what this feels like. In tandem, trying. Oh. We're going to go back to that in 2 seconds. Trying to get the right answer, trying to find relief, trying to find a remedy, but ultimately you circle the drain here with this 8 of Cups in reverse, circling the drain. Now, what I want to go back to here with the 7 of Cups, remember that image I told you about. Imagine somebody just walks up to you, presents you with a bunch of cups, money, car keys, snakes, cockroaches, ice cream, good health, whatever's in these cups. Remember I said some of you Virgos immediately said, no, I don't want the snakes or the cockroaches. No, get it away, get it away. And you want to choose the money cup or the car keys cup or the good health cup or whatever, right? Those are more plausible or pleasant choices. Most people would agree. The irony or maybe the tricky part of the tarot, or at least the tricky part of what you're experiencing right now, is maybe the cup with the snake is the one that you want. And you're like, I hate snakes. A lot of people do, I understand. But why would you choose the snake cup? If you're afraid of snakes, or you're just like, ugh, snakes, like, ugh, no thank you. Why would you choose that over the money cup or the car keys or whatever, right? Recall back to what I said in the beginning about loss. Some of you, and this is just to show you, this is just to show you, to illustrate to you what, God, I hope you're able to follow me. You would choose the snake cup because in some of the scenarios, or one of the scenarios I said, unfortunately, in a house fire or some type of tragedy involving the loss of a house or something happened in a home, there was a pet or an animal that was, that died, that perished, right? Choosing the snake would be choosing a companion. Okay? Now, some of you, again, you're like, I don't want a snake in my house. That is the most awful pet you could ever offer to me, Jay. I don't want a snake. I get it, but it's a metaphor. Because no one literally is going to walk up to you on the street and offer you a cup with money, or car keys, or a snake, or cockroaches, or ice cream. That is probably not ever going to happen in your life. It's a metaphor. Okay? So, metaphorically speaking, you want to choose the things, or choose the cup that represents what you are missing, that represents what you are in need of. You're asking, down on your knees, praying, meditating, doing whatever, trying out all these options. What do you need directly? What do you need? Go for it. It might not be clear. That's the other thing. Because I'm saying to you, choose the snake cup. You're like, I don't like snakes. I'm like, it's not about a literal snake. It's about how a snake can be a companion, right? Many people keep snakes as pets. There's a lot of people that are into that. So metaphorically speaking, it can be perceived as a companion, as a pet, right? So another thing, I think that's pretty clear, but I want to give you one more. So going back to this whole thing of abandonment. Abandonment. Oh, yes! Okay. Listen. In the case, and I know this happens all the time, because I got my own issues too, Virgo, so I get it. In the case where, and I'm not going to use the word abandonment for myself, but there's a little bit of a similarity in what I've experienced. So I'm going to use something similar to what I've experienced. If you have felt abandoned by a father or a mother figure, or anybody in your family, let's say, again, you come home from school one day and, mommy has hightailed it out of town. You come home, dad's looking around, and whatever. That was your experience, right? Maybe for the past 10, 15, 20, 48 years of your life, it doesn't matter how long, you have been searching for your mother. Literally, I want her. The mother that left me, that left my father, that left my brothers and my sisters. I want that specific person. No. The Seven of Cups and this Eight of Cups and the Death card in tandem all are telling me, or at least this is what I'm getting visually and emotionally, is you want someone who is not going to be there because they already left, right? What you need, maybe, or what you've been chasing has been that specific person, but you don't need that. Maybe you need the archetype of a mother, but in the form of another person's body. Does that make sense? So if your mom was Susan, you've been looking up and down for Susan. Where is Susan? Stop looking for Susan. Stop reaching and asking for Susan with the Seven of Cups. What you want is the approximation, the metaphorical form of Susan, a mother type. So, and this is deep, man. So some of you, the answer is not another woman who's a mom or another woman in your family who could fill in for your mom, like an aunt or a cousin or an older sister. No, it's like a mentor, right? Somebody that you work with, maybe your boss, something like that. And that boss doesn't even have to be a woman. It could be a healthy relationship with your own children. Does that make sense? You could be the mom that you wanted your whole life. You provide that role for yourself. This is some deep shit. It's like traipsing into psychology. It's traipsing into family history and family trauma, but it's also a part of this tarot space. I can't go too much further into this. It's because I'm not equipped and we don't have the time. But that's what I'm saying. Metaphorically speaking, Virgo, choose. Gosh. It's like unsuspecting. Because again, between the missing mom being in the body or in the essence of your, 48-year-old male boss, or the archetype of mother being within yourself, and you choosing yourself, and you choosing to, I don't know, or again, you lost, your favorite cat, Mr. Meow Meow, in the house fire 2 years ago, and I'm telling you to choose the snake. It's not literally the snake. It's all about the metaphor. It's all about what the snake represents. It's all about what your boss represents. Your boss is not your mom, Susan. Your boss is your boss, but there's qualities about that person. There's qualities about the essence of that person that fit the bill. Not to say you treat your boss as if they were your mom and you go to them and you talk to them that way. No. I hope you get what I'm saying. If this was a personal man, I'd be so lit about it. I mean, I'm pretty lit about it right now. Because this is some interesting shit. This is so interesting. At least to me. If this is not interesting to you, I'm sorry. Now, what else is happening? Because we have been here forever. You're about to take Leo's spot with the longest video for sure. Yeah, man. Come on. So this here, I already mentioned it with the Dark Night of the Soul, Spiritual Awakening. Something deep and internal is stirring within you, Virgo. And if it's not you, it's someone around you who is important to you. And it continues because we have the Temperance card up next. This is the major arcana for Sagittarius. So the other person in your life of significance could be a Sagittarius, but they don't have to be. It's still a general reading, okay? Now, this is all about balance in your perspective, in your approach. This is about, Temperance does talk about healing, but less than, say, the Star card or even the Hermit card or something like that. I feel that there's this bigger approach to healing than you've ever had before. Because, Temperance associated with Sagittarius and Jupiter is a very expansive energy. It looks, like I said, you're calling out to your gods, you're researching this, you're researching that. It's good to have all of that. It's good to have sort of your eye on different options that could help you. But if you take on too many options, if you look at so many different sources of information or resources to help you, you eventually overwhelm yourself. So it's, again, having a balanced perspective, not too many options, not choosing between two or three things. It's like we gotta have the right balance or the right amount or consideration. There we go. Consideration. You have to have the proper balanced consideration for what you're doing. It's kind of just to kind of lighten it here with a little bit of levity. You ever try to decide to go eat with your friends or your date or something like that, and they may ask you, well, what do you want to eat? And you might say to them, well, I'm kind of in the mood for Chinese, but then I could also go for Italian. Ooh, or how about tacos? Oh my God. Or you know what? Seafood. And it's none of those are related cuisines. Let's go ahead and narrow the field here. And then, you know what I mean? You ever get involved in conversations with trying to decide food with people like that? I could go for this, but then I could also go for that. But I would also be open to this. And, oh, you know what? Actually, I want bratwurst. What? bratwurst, we live in Hawaii. What are you talking about? Like, that is like so probably not feasible, you know, to find bratwurst. I'm assuming. I've never been to Hawaii. If you guys know a cool bratwurst spot, go ahead and pop it in the comments or something like that. But that's what temperance is not falling prey to entertaining too many options and not limiting yourself with only one or two. It's being open, but also sensible. There we go. Maybe that's a better word. Sensible. Temperance also involves patience. Time is very, maybe not critical, but there's something about the timing of this situation might be, well, temperance, Sagittarius, so we're in the season now. So something even not more pivotal, but there might be more pivotal, thank you. More pivotal moments might be unfolding in the time of Sagittarius, this December period, end of November into December, basically winter, right? Well, coming into winter, I should say, since Capricorn starts off winter, right? Capricorn, yeah, Aquarius, and then Pisces. So going into this late end of year time period, something I feel, again, is in development, is transforming. And whoever is going through the transformation, they have to have the temperance. They have to have the peace of mind. They have to have peace of mind, balanced heart, balanced emotions, calmness, in order to sort of fully embrace what they're going through. Virgo, this is a very deep reading. I don't even know that many of you are in the mood for this, honestly, because I'm sensing a fatigue going on. And maybe it's because, you know, my voice and my obnoxious, you know, analogies might be too much for you. But I'm sensing fatigue. And there's something here, again, where I feel this temperance is here to kind of tell whoever is getting tired, not of this reading, but tired of their experience, tired of the situation, overwhelmed, stressed out, in agony over the situation. This temperance card is telling this person, hang in there. You know, because this, you know, all death and transformation periods in our lives, just about, especially those of spiritual growth, spiritual awareness, right? They're usually painful. Flat out, they're usually painful. They involve some type of displeasure. A spiritual awakening, I feel, is rarely a happy occasion until the retrospect. Until we can look back on it and go, I'm in a much better position now because I'm now healed. I now have clarity. I now have, again, peace of mind and balance in my life. So leaving possibly Sagittarius season, going into Capricorn, into Aquarius, into Pisces, that might be when we start to feel this way. Okay, yes. They're like right there. Ace of Wands beneath the Temperance card. So listen. I rarely tell time in tarot because I'm simply not that great at it. But this is giving me spring vibes. Yes, because Aries brings in the spring. I'm not saying strictly during Aries season, which is late March and April. I'm not saying that. But by that time, we get this, Virgo. So that's good. Ace of Wands is a new lease on life. It's fresh new ideas. It's an invigorated energy. I feel your energy skyrockets, okay? New endeavors, new projects coming into your life. In some cases, new relationships come into your life because, I mean, you know, it's quite phallic. So it could be that. It could be come springtime, this whole thing that you've gone through here, and a bit there with temperance, because I feel temperance is sort of like your exit strategy, or even if you envision being on a highway taking a cross-country trip, this is the exit. Get off at exit temperance, because that's where you need to go. That's where your journey kind of begins to dwindle down, and you go into this new landscape. You know, you're visiting, you know, the land of milk and honey or some shit like that, and you've never been. But temperance is the road that you take to get there, okay? So After dealing with all that, okay, we come out with, again, this like new lease on life. I feel your energy is up. I feel your attunement. That's an interesting word. What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but like, why am I saying it? Attunement. Ah, okay. Remember when I said earlier here, someone is emotionally detached and they're not comfortable with vulnerability and being sensitive, and they may have been disconnected from themselves or disconnected from other people emotionally, things like that. They talked about things in a very regimented, very blunt type of manner. This is increased sensitivity in those ways. Like, that is the new attunement right there, is becoming more aware of who you used to be, how you used to be, and becoming someone different, or again, attuning to, adhering, not adhering to, because it's not about that. Intertwining, thank you. This is what I'm doing. I'm intertwining my fingers here. So becoming sort of enmeshed and comfortable with speaking in certain ways or displaying affection. Maybe that's it. Maybe, the loss that it was experienced here at the catalyst point with the death card, maybe that has inspired someone to become more affectionate. Oh, and that would make sense if you lost a pet. Like I feel a lot of people who often struggle, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but this is just kind of a general observation I have. I find that a lot of people who sometimes struggle to have affectionate and effusive relationships with humans are very good at it with animals, right? So you lose the animal and it kind of forces you to grow, forces you to kind of become something you've never been before, right? And then now, not only do you have great relationships with, Fido and Mr. Whiskers and, Polly the goldfish or whatever, now with the Ace of Wands, you're able to have healthier, more balanced, more just better quality relationships with humans, with people that you actually know and love and care for, that maybe you weren't able to have before that catalyst. Does that make sense? So I've been trying to shake it, but they're really telling me, like, definitely by springtime, something's about to change in your life and the life of whoever's story this is. By the spring, brand new person, which makes sense because I told you this death and rebirth process. It takes a while. It's not an overnight thing. Dark night of the soul. We say dark night of the soul. It's not one night. It's not. That's just a turn of phrase. It's more than that. It's weeks, months, some cases even years. My God, if you've been doing this for years, I'm sorry, but look out for the payout. 2020, spring 2020, you're going to see some improvements. That's wonderful. Final card for you, Virgo, is the King of Wands. So here we go. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Definitely not involved here. They're like, somebody not involved. Okay, they're correcting me. Somebody who you know, but you don't know. Or they're just not a part of this murky thing. This person is on, okay. You know what they're showing me? What was that, like the 94 Olympics? Carrie Strug for Team USA Gymnastics. Remember? You remember? No, I'm kidding. Some of you are old enough. Some of you are not old enough. Google Carrie Strug right here on YouTube. Get a video clip. But basically, I think she ran the vault, right? Didn't she do the vault? And then she landed and like she really like messed up her ankle. And her coach, what was his name? Bella something? He gets up from the side and he comes and he scoops her up in his arms and he carries her off stage. Not to say this person is scooping you up and carrying you somewhere. I mean, in some of your cases, maybe. But this person is like a coach. Ah, right. Because I said some of you, I mentioned something about a mentor, the boss who's in place of your abandoning mother, Susan, whatever. This is them. This is who that is. This person has been by your side encouraging you, coaching you, mentoring you, giving you therapy, writing you a script for your pills, for your Xanax or whatever. This person has been supportive the entire time. Friend, family, lover, stranger, boss, not stranger, but boss, someone you pay to help you feel better. It does not matter. That's who that is. Amazing. Because they've been here the whole time. Right? Flip these cards over. This person has just been here waiting to be introduced, waiting to be given their due, waiting to be talked about. We talked about every other card here before we got to this person. After, look at the transformation. Death and transformation. The transformation from going here to here to here to here to here leads back to here. There's an appreciation that you have for this person. There's a love and a respect that you have for this person, admiration you have for this person, and they have it for you. Whether you're their best employee, whether you're their best friend, whether you're their client, whether you are their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. This person is very supportive of you. And okay, they want me to pick it up. Hold on. Wow. In some cases, this person is like a spiritual master. Now, I am not gonna sit here. I don't know, but I find that to be a heavy word. But they want me to say that spiritual master. Ooh, bitch. That was for me. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, this person is a spiritual master. They just want me to leave it at that. Whether that person is literally a member of some metaphysical space or a leader in metaphysical practices or concerns, I don't know. But this person is a spiritual master. That's what they want me to say. And I keep saying this person. You know, you're looking at this card. Some of you might be like, oh, well, it's a guy. It doesn't have to be a guy. It could be a woman. In a general like this, they don't even have to be a fire sign. This could be an Aquarius or something like that. It doesn't matter. Yeah, spiritual master, mature, definitely someone who's mature. Not in age, but just in their demeanor, in their behavior. Anything else with this person? Because I don't think like they're rescued. Thank you. Let's clarify that. Because remember that image I just gave you of Carrie Strug being picked up and taken off the gym mat or taken off the routine floor, right? This person is not rescuing you. Thank you. Because, I mean, think about that. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google that shit. Or Google anything where coaches step in to help their players. The coach didn't run the play. Bella didn't get involved and do the vault for Carrie. She did it herself. So this hard work, this spiritual awakening, this whole thing, you did it. Or someone else did it on their own. This person is just standing on the sidelines waiting to congratulate. Waiting to say, good job. I'm proud of you. I knew you could do it. Or if you get a bum leg, if you twist your ankle, I'm going to help you limp your ass off the floor. And we're going to go, get a slice of pizza and celebrate. Like, this person is not here to rescue, to save, to coddle. They're here to congratulate. They're here to mark what a good job you've done. Or mark how you have evolved. Mark how you've changed. This is not the person that you're chasing for those who have the abandonment thing. This is not Skip Town Susan. No, this is somebody else. Again, it's like your boss, your best friend, your therapist, yourself. Oh! That was such an interesting reaction. Because remember I said spiritual master. And I told you this is a spiritual awakening. This could be you, Virgo. This could be you. Hell of a glow up, my friends. That you become a spiritual master in some cases. What that means to you, I don't know. But wow, that's crazy. Now, your outcome is kind of interesting. Hermit in reverse. Here you are, Virgo. Your own card here in the tarot deck, Major Arcana for Virgo. I'm going to put it in the upright so you can get a better look at it. Now, that kind of falls into everything that I was recently just talking about in terms of time in terms of the development and how I'm telling you, I feel like by spring 2020, it's like night and day difference that I feel. That could be why this is coming out in reverse for you as the outcome for December, right? Hermit in reverse is not getting into any spiritual depths, not going on any spiritual journeys and or quests, or trying to really get to the bottom of something. Or if it's not about not doing that work or avoiding that work, I think it would be overkill. That could also be what's going on. Okay, yeah. Either some of you, and I get it, because that was kind of what I was talking about in the beginning, like in my own life. It's December. It's a busy month, you know? If you've experienced a recent loss, you might be recouping from the loss right now. And, you know, your spiritual awakening or development or any type of death and rebirth process is the furthest thing from your mind. You lost the house. You lost this. You're on the phone with the insurance companies, you know, trying to figure something out. That consumes your daily life, right? Trying to get your ducks in order, trying to get things back to normal. So that definitely doesn't leave a lot of time to dedicate towards a spiritual journey, right? Because that's what the Hermit is all about. So literally, some of you just can't prioritize this right now, and I get it. Aside from the holidays and the craziness of visiting family, buying gifts, wrapping gifts, doing all that fun stuff, right? Baking the cookies, getting another turkey because, you know, one turkey in November isn't enough. Let's get another turkey for December. I get it. So time in some of your cases simply won't allow. In other cases, this is going ham on spiritual healing and spiritual work and trying to, you know, get to the bottom of what's wrong with me, what's wrong in my life, how come I feel this way, how come I feel that way. That's like spending 5 hours Googling shit. You go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, you go down a meditation rabbit hole, you go down a tarot rabbit hole, you just are in it deep. That is also what's here. I would call you back to temperance and remind you that part of the work involves proper perspective, proper balance, not too much, not too little. What is that? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. This is too, like, you know, when she eats the porridge, this is too cold, this is too hot, this is just right. You want to get into the porridge that's just right, okay? Overall energy for December, Virgo, is the Nine of Pentacles. Single ladies card, okay? I don't think that necessarily, well, they stopped me. They're like, yes, yes. And I had to twist my head to the side, yes. In some cases, this is about being single. Oh, is it like a focus on the self? Maybe, yeah. For some, no, they're like single. They keep giving it to me. So this, for some of you, involves being single. Maybe like having to live alone. Again, prioritize the self, but they really want me to emphasize single. So at no point have I felt this has like been an overly romantic thing. In some cases, we are talking about, you know, whatever. For at least one of you, there's something here about becoming single and thriving in that space. Because that's the overall message for everybody. Someone here, I don't know what your status is. I don't know how serious your relationships have been as of recently, but listen, somebody here is single and they're thriving, and that's good. The point is to be self-sufficient. That's the overall energy. Okay? Being sufficient, being abundant. And some of you, you know, you're familiar with tarot, and maybe, you know, with the loss of the home or loss of the job, you're struggling financially. So you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, man, that's good. I don't see, for those where money is an issue, or money's tied up, or your cash flow is tight, I don't sense that this Nine of Pentacles is showing an influx of money. In some of your cases, maybe. But what I'm seeing is you becoming comfortable with what you have, or making do. with the tighter funds than what you're used to. So some of you might have to spend the next few weeks or month or so living off of your savings. That's an uncomfortable position to be in. I understand. But if that's what you have to do to be solid and secure, because the Nine of Pentacles is solid, is secure, is independent, then that's what you have to do. Excuse me. As an overall energy, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles does, pardon me, talk about enriching your life, especially in your material sense. But since you've had such a very spiritually focused reading, I would translate it to that space as well. I think that enriching yourself spiritually is very important, just as much, if not more right now, Virgo, than materially. Okay? All right, we're going to stop because we've been here forever. Hopefully you're still with me. If you are, thank you so much for watching this video, Virgo. If you want to interact with the video, let me know how this helped you. That would be great. Drop a comment down below. Hit the like button if you liked it. Share the video if it resonated with you and you want other people to know that about my content, or you know another Virgo friend, or you know who this is affecting. If you've just been sitting here eating popcorn like you're Michael Jackson in that meme, and you're like watching your cousin's story unfold in front of you, send it to your cousin. Let them know that I told their story on the internet. Also, guys, you can, again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. The channel continues to grow, and I've enjoyed continuing to meet all you guys and work with some of you, so I want to see that trend continue. So if you want to help a girl out, you can do any and all of those things. That would be amazing. Again, Virgo, I'm going to be back in a few weeks doing your mid-Decembers. I'm going to bring back the no communication readings in the month of December. And again, you can look for me to go live after the new year because it's just too much stuff on my plate. I cannot squeeze much more in here, okay? So you have all those things to look forward to, and I thank you so much for watching this video tonight. Take care. Bye.